Well, this breaking input is coming from the war zone where Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has given a statement on a ground offensive in the country, and he said, now the country is getting prepared for a ground invasion and the troops have already eliminated thousands of terrorists. Now all Hamas militants are doomed, he said, and he's also added that people are working round the clock to carry out this ground offensive. However, he refused to detail the considerations of the ground offensive, saying that they are not known by the public and that is how it should be. I want to make it very clear that the timing of the operation of the IDF is unanimously determined by the cabinet that runs the war along with the chief of the general staff. Now, these are the details coming in right now, especially after last night when US had requested Israel to delay the ground offensive and delay the all-out ground offensive at all costs, giving the reasons that they need to deploy their military missiles to protect American troops that are fighting in the front line. Now, we are getting another breaking input again from the war zone itself. Now, Ambassador of Israel to the United Nations, Erdan, says that Israeli hostages held by Hamas should be the first demand in the resolution. He said, and I quote, if the other resolution truly focused on the humanitarian situation as it was presented, the over 220 hostages being held by Hamas would not be a general signed note at the very end of the resolution. Now, it should be the very first demand. Now, the hostages held by Hamas must be the top humanitarian priority of the international communities as well. Their well-being should come before aiding the supporters of the terrorists who abducted them. Despite the wording of the Russian resolution, there can never be any false, immortal comparisons between the Hamas savages and the law-abiding democracy of Israel. Now, this is another statement coming in from the UN ambassador from Israel, Erdan, who says that the humanitarian crisis is increasing and the resolution should have the very first demand as the hostages should be rescued safely. Now, we'll quickly take a look at the reaction coming in with this input.
The Russian resolution voted upon today sought to tie Israel's hands, preventing us from eliminating a threat to our existence and permitting the genocidal terrorists to regroup so they can massacre us again. The absurdity to call on Israel to rescind the call for temporary evacuation is truly unbelievable and goes against every value that this council represents. By demanding Israel to call on Gazans to return north, the resolution only serves to maximize civilian casualties, not mitigate them. Why would Israel ask Gazans to return to an active war zone?